Hey there, my name is Chris Winter, and in this video I'm going to go through some of the best DSLRs for 2018, so hopefully I can give you an idea of which ones might be best for you. And guys, in case you didn't know, I'm currently doing a huge giveaway. One lucky subscriber is going to win a Canon SL2 or a Nikon D3400. To enter, all you need to do is subscribe to this channel and my brand new travel channel, which is linked down below. And guys, also definitely make sure to check out my brand new list that I just made, the best cameras for travel. I go through some of the cameras that would be best for you. So if you want to check that out, I'll put a link in the description box below this video and you can take a look. But anyway, let's take a look at some of these DSLRs and figure out which one might be the right one for you. So today's question asks, hey Chris, thanks for all of your videos. I've been into photography for a number of years, but have stuck with my old 550D from Canon for a while now. If you've got time, would you be able to let me know DSLR cameras that you'd recommend from beginner to semi-pro? Thanks. Well, that's a good question. It's a little bit of a difficult question because there are so many different DSLRs in the market, but I'll give it my best shot. These days there are a number of different cameras out there on the market at different price ranges, and to be honest, even the very budget DSLRs can shoot really good quality images. But for this video, maybe I'll try and give you a couple of DSLRs from Canon and Nikon, and then maybe make another video for mirrorless cameras such as from Sony and Panasonic. So for the very basic beginner DSLR, I'd recommend these two cameras right here. Firstly, here we have the Nikon D3400, which is a great beginner-friendly camera. It's got great image quality for a DSLR and shoots at a pretty fast burst rate, which is actually pretty good for shooting sports and wildlife. You can also take a look at this camera here, the Canon T6 or 1300D. Now, it's got a different name, the T6 in America and 1300D outside of America, but pretty much they're exactly the same camera, so doesn't really matter which one you pick up. The T6 is a little bit more on the basic side, no touch screen or flip screen, but for photography, it's still a great learner camera. Both of these cameras are actually really quite small and portable. This is the D3400, for example, and it's actually pretty easy to take with you, so they're great for travel cameras as well. By the way, guys, let me know in the comments below if you could win a Canon SL2 or a Nikon D3400, which one would it be? And I'll take a look at your comments. So they were the basic beginner DSLR cameras, but I've got a couple of other cameras if you want a little bit more bang for your buck. For example, you could take a look at this camera right here, the Nikon D5600. It's actually small and portable as well. In fact, it's even smaller than D3400, but it's got a couple of pretty sweet features on it. One feature, for example, is this flip out screen, which is actually the only Nikon DSLR to have it. Even bigger and more expensive models such as the Nikon D7500, the Nikon D500, and the D7200 don't have a flip out screen like this. They've just got a flip up screen, and this, to me, is actually a better way of having a articulating screen. The D5600 also records pretty nice video as well. And then on the Canon side, I'd probably take a look at something like this one right here, the Canon T7i or 800D. It's pretty much a mini Canon 80D and it has great autofocus in video mode. Now it's got a technology called dual pixel autofocus, which means you're going to be getting some really fast but cinematically smooth autofocus in video mode. It is a little bit more expensive than the other cameras that we've been talking about though, so if you are still on a budget, I'd probably take a look at this camera here. This is the Canon SL2 or 200D, and it's an absolute winner for a lot of people. This only just came out, but it's a real winner, especially if you're into making videos for things like YouTube. Even though it is a fair bit cheaper than the Canon T7i, it's actually got a lot of the same features. It can shoot 5 frames per second, has a flip out touchscreen, and also has a mic jack, so you can record some great quality audio. Like I said before, it's a real winner for the price, and I think it's going to be the most popular camera for 2018. Now, if you want to step up to that kind of prosumer market, I'd take a look at a couple of different cameras. Firstly, the Canon 70D or 80D, or also the Nikon D7500. The D7500 is brand new as well and actually shoots in 4K video. It's also a brilliant stills camera, but the fact that it does shoot in 4K is a really nice feature to have, and the video just looks fantastic from this. Its autofocus in video, unfortunately, isn't that great though. So if you're looking for good quality autofocus, I'd take a look at something like the Canon 70D or the 80D. In fact, I'm actually shooting with the Canon 70D right now, and that's also got that dual pixel autofocus that I was talking about before. And it really does work fantastically. I don't actually have anyone behind me right now, and I can actually show you just how well the face tracking works. I'm shooting at f1.8, and even as I move in and out, my face is able to stay in focus, and it works really well. So this is definitely one of the great reasons to pick up the 70D or 80D. The 80D is even better though, because it has a headphone jack, which means you can listen to what you're recording to make sure it's sounding great. So if we go one step higher on DSLRs, you're going to be starting to get cameras that are pretty much more specific to what you wanted to be shooting. For example, if you're looking at shooting sports and wildlife, I'd look at getting the Canon 7D Mark II or the Nikon D5600. Both of these are incredibly quick at stills autofocus and have super high burst rates. This allows you to capture things like fast-moving sports or birds in flight. But if you're more into portraits and weddings, you could look at something like this one, the Canon 6D Mark II. It's got a huge full-frame sensor which allows you to gather in more light onto that sensor, and it also allows you to get an incredibly shallow depth of field, which really can make some of your shots just look incredible. So that was a pretty big roundup of a lot of different cameras. Hopefully I helped you guys even just a little bit. And guys, also definitely make sure to check out my brand new list that I just made, the best cameras for travel. I go through some of the cameras that would be best for you. So if you want to check that out, I'll put a link in the description box below this video and you can take a look. That's it for me. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Happy shooting, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.